Ethereum futures are to launch on the CME group on Monday, tomorrow. What do I think is going to happen over here to Ethereum? Last time that the CME launched futures, it was on Bitcoin. It was back in 2017. It was in December of 2017, and it was right over here. Price was trading around $15,000 on December the 10th. It was just a few days later that Bitcoin hit the new all-time high, 19,000, we'll call it 500, and then peaked over here, setting off the bear market phase of the 4-year cycle. The question is that what's going to happen over here tomorrow? How is Ethereum going to react? By the way, last time Bitcoin was launched over here, when Bitcoin futures were launched on the CME, you saw about $3 million worth of activity over here, and Bitcoin simply launched up. It wasn't really a big move for Bitcoin to go from $15,000 to $19,000, that 25% move. It's been happening and was happening at much greater rates. Here's when price really went vertical between, that was late November into the 7th of December. Price was actually up about, let's say, 85% in that period compared to when the CME Bitcoin futures were launched over here at $15,000, and price moved up about another 30%. Not really such a big move on Bitcoin. Was it the launch of the futures that caused the bear market in Bitcoin, or was Bitcoin already playing out its 4-year cycle and only not playing out exactly according to plan? Here we are right now. We're getting ready in past cycles, whether it's the first or the second, for at this, how many days, 270 days or so past the Bitcoin halving, to really start running up. It looks like Bitcoin is getting ready over here to go on and make new all-time highs. The timing of that, will it actually be the CME group launching the Ethereum futures that sends Ethereum and then DeFi into a really beautiful run over here? And will Bitcoin be lagging? Will Bitcoin be participating? Or would Bitcoin actually be the first one to jump, and then Ethereum and everyone else stay either in step or catch up? I don't know. But I do believe that within the next 25 days or so, Bitcoin is going to make new all-time highs. It's going to be running as it does at this point of the cycle over here. And then from there, what happens, we'll be taking a look, of course, above us. We'll be taking a look at our log scale charts, looking for our resistance lines. You can see it's going to be coming in somewhere around $70,000. And that's where we'll really watch price again. That's where we're really getting to watching price again over here. It looks to me over here, here's the halving and here's the top. If you count, how many days past the halving event to where this cycle peaked over here, that's this green line over here. This is when that cycle was peaking over there. This was the halving date. It's really on time for how the Bitcoin 4-year cycle bull market phase works. So was it coincidence that the CME group had launched Bitcoin futures, or was it actually the CME that was able to crush the price of Bitcoin? I mean, if you believe that, and a lot of people do, then you believe Wall Street has more power over Bitcoin than they do. But the trick is, or really what's important, is that they made a lot of people believe they had that power. You got to be careful which headlines you're reading, what information you're getting, and what you're putting together over here. What I'm focused on, though, is this. Mind-boggling liquidity. Nobody's paying attention to the 1.1 trillion flood about to hit the markets. Those following this channel understand that we have been paying attention to the Fed holding on to, what was it, $1.7 trillion going into November. We were really watching that, wondering when they were going to spend it. It looks like Morgan Stanley believes that over here you could see this is where it was, 1.7 trillion, went to 1.8 trillion dollars. That's when we were talking about it as that was occurring back in November. You can see where it peaked. Now look at this. Morgan Stanley is predicting as we come into by June of this year, just 5 months away, that the Treasury is going to spend, which is stimulus, another $1.1 trillion. That's on top of Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID bill that was just released. What's next? I don't know, but the Fed is also on pace for $1.4 trillion of purchase in 2001. This is like a sugar rush. This is crazy, but we're not peaking off that sugar rush yet. We're just getting going. We're adding to the mix over here. This is the last time the U.S. had easy monetary conditions over here, participating in QE, and you could see how Bitcoin react. These were actually during a period where the Fed was raising rates this cycle over here towards the end of the Bitcoin bull market over there, and you could see that this is what it looked like under a tighter monetary policy. Still some tremendous gains, obviously. Tremendous gains last cycle. And now we have easier conditions again over here in this blue cycle over here where we are right now. Are we expecting the gains to outpace the gains of the last cycle? I am. Are we expecting it to not make or reach the gains in the first cycle? I'm looking for something in between. We're going to see what we find. We're going to track it. We're going to try to do our best. And if you saw that video I put out this morning, yeah, and the reason I put that out because it was very important. It's very important when there's that type of success to actually review it and talk about it because it's uniquely special. It's uniquely special. And if you don't understand how you got to where you are right now, there's no way that you're going to be able to get yourself through the rest. This is not a game. This is the markets, right? This is the markets. So anyway, everyone, what do I think is going to happen here with Ethereum? I think it's going to launch actually Bitcoin to new highs over here. Bitcoin is going to make, I think, new all-time highs this week. I don't want to make predictions. In past cycles, when we're looking at this 30% drawdown at this point of the cycle, normally it takes 30 to 60 days for price to reach a new all-time high. So far, it's been about 30 days over here. This was the 8th of January, and over here we're talking about tomorrow is the 8th of February. So it could be anywhere from 30 to 60 days. That's what it's been in past cycles. You can see all the past cycles over here in red, right? So you can see this was one of the longer periods over here, and we had a double drawdown over here. And that took from May the 24th, and by the time price made its first new all-time high, right, that was less than 30 days. Then price over here backed off again, had a bigger drawdown, 39%, right? Price was trading around, let's say, $3,000. How long did it take to go there? June the 11th, and then it was on August the 5th. So yeah, 2 months, 60 days. On the longest one, 30 to 60 days is generally what these pullbacks last. It looks like we might be getting ready to launch. I think we're going to launch this week. Ethereum is going to go. Ethereum's going to go into price discovery, right? It's just right now just breaking out of that after making new all-time highs over here, seeing some volatility around the new all-time highs, which we see across all assets. We're all very aware of that. And then consolidated. And then once it took out the resistance, we have that breakout coming in right now for that retest, looking for that resumption off, and Ethereum just to fly right now. That's what I see in the markets. Do I see any risks right now? It's very easy out there. I know some people were calling last week for an insolvency event. I don't see anything like that. I see an enormous amount of liquidity in the markets. That's what I've been following for the longest. That's the signal. A lot of people continue to miss that. Look, there we are. Everyone, have a beautiful day. Tomorrow morning, we go live. Looking forward to sharing with you. If you're not receiving those updates in the description below, there's a Telegram broadcast channel. Every time I go live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, half hour before the equity markets open, every time I go live, I send out a link to let you know, as well as any uploaded video by myself, Brandon on Crypto Trades and Tech, and Heath on Trade Talk. All of them, everyone. I'll talk to you later.